Hi, this is Ironman dungeon progression. There are some prerequisites to getting into dungeons, that being full glaciate, a raider's axe, and combat 15. If you don't have these, wait a little bit longer to get into dungeons. You're a wide-eyed soldier, ready for the first battle. You're gonna die, many times. So starting off at the entrance floor, I would strongly recommend going tank.
An alternative would be either mage or healer, as Burrs and Archer aren't too useful yet.
Your first objective of dungeons is to drop a Dreadlord sword. Don't even think about moving onto floor 1 until you have a Dreadlord sword. Optionally, you could also drop heavy armor. It's much better than glaciate. Depending on your RNG, this could take a while. Once you get Dreadlord sword, reforge it to heroic and star it, and reforge your armor to either wise, heavy, or titanic. Now, here's our first fork in the road. You could either go straight onto grinding Lost Adventures in the entrance for dragon armor, or you can move on to floor 1. If you do move on to floor 1, the only thing you should be doing is getting a Bonzo Mask and Necromancer's Brooches.
Bonzo Staff is only useful for floor 7.
If you did decide to get a Bonzo Mask, go back to the entrance and grind 3/4 dragon armor. If you didn't get a Bonzo Mask, then you still need to grind 3/4 dragon armor. The specific pieces of dragon armor don't matter. I mean, you could have holy chestplate, young legs, and unstable boots. You just need dragon armor. And if you're going mage, make sure to get dark goggles. So now that you magically have 3/4 dragon armor, if you haven't already, get a Bonzo Mask. With this new set of armor, it's time for you to progress a floor. Start running floor 2 and 3. If you can manage, run floor 3 for the added cat XP. Do not buy adaptive armor, it is so bad. While you're progressing up the floors, try to get full unstable armor. This set, depending on your cat level, is actually enough for floor 5. Your floor 5 weapon can be a range of possibilities, the best being Dreadlord Sword, Spirit Bow, and Earth Shard. If you were a mage at this point, it's time to hang up the mana and switch to another class. You want Shadow Assassin. 3/4 Shadow Assassin with Zombie Knight Chestplate, or 2/4 Shadow Assassin with Zombie Knight Chestplate and Tarantula Helmet. You probably haven't progressed in Enderman Slayer enough for a Juju at this point, so Spirit Bow is going to be your only option. For Burrs, Tank, and Healer, you want a Livid Dagger or Shadow Fury. For Mage, you want Spirit Scepter. If you're planning on going tank, set up Terra and Rev minions so you can get Reaper Mask. This helmet currently gives the most EHP as well as doubles the healing that you receive. Next we take on floor 6. If you've been playing tank, F6 is amazingly difficult. You need Necrolord armor to be able to tank F6 and F7. And to get Necrolord armor, you have to be able to complete F6. So if you're playing tank, you have to switch to a different class like Burrs or Healer until you get Necrolord and you could tank F6. For every other class, F6 drops are kind of useless. The only good drop is Giant Sword, and you're probably not going to drop that. So you'd only be doing this floor for the Kata XP. Another thing is, if you have a good tank, it's kind of impossible to die in the boss fight. Now, I'm going to start talking about F7. And I have a lot to say about this floor.
Only start F7 if you are at least Kata 30, preferably Kata 32.
If you are playing anything other than Mage, ideally you have a Juju Bow, and if you're playing Mage, ideally you have a Spirit Scepter and a Midas Staff. If you've been playing Archer, you probably know how difficult it is to find a party. Well, F7 is nothing different. F7, it's even harder to find a party if you're Archer. So the clear is just like any other floor, and the boss fight gets a little bit more monkey, if you know what I mean. For F7 tank, your job during Maxer is to guide him into the laser. Every other class should be getting crystals. During Storm, tank guides Storm to the pillar, and then any other class pulls the pad. Make sure you have a good Archer, as they will be dealing. Goldor is where the monkeys really come out of hiding. Like many others, I play Dungeons and Party Finder, and F7 terminals is where the run dies. To avoid as much pain and suffering as possible, maybe try staying back during terms to make sure you guys don't accidentally skip one.
Countless runs have been thrown due to this.
Now, funnily enough, the Necron phase is actually the easiest. All you have to do is kill him. And just like that, you beat F7. For Ironman, I want you to buy every single wither piece you find
Until you get 4,
because you'll want all types of armor.
besides helmets.
As far as dropping a handle, you've got bigger fish to fry. To take full advantage of Necron's Blade, you need 24 wither catalysts and 3 scrolls. So good luck with that. Finally, I'm going to give overall weapon gear progression. For tank, Burrs, and healer, it's all the same. The progression goes as follows: Raider's Axe, Zombie Soldier Cutlass, Earth Shard, Livid Dagger, Shadow Fury, Giant Sword. Optionally, Flower of Truth, Juju, Terminator. Next is Mage. Mage starts off with Dreadlord Sword, then goes Spirit Scepter, Midas Staff, Flower of Truth, and Hyperion.
The Flower of Truth is optional.
And for Archer, I guess you would start with Artisanal Short Bow, Renan's Bow, Spirit Bow, Juju, and Terminator.
Also, I know I missed a lot of things. There's a lot of things in Dungeons to talk about, so if I need to make a part 2, then let me know.
So one last thing to end on is, as you do more F7 runs, they get easier with time. You gain more Kata XP, you get better armor, you become stronger, you find better parties, etc. Anyway, thanks for watching this super epic video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. See ya!